fellow bookworms to Timber is Dead. My name is Whitney, and today I have my April wrap up and my May TBR for you. You can see behind me I have quite the ambitious TBR this month, but 6 of these books are series books that I'm not planning on reading all of them. I'm just including them because they're part of a series and I like to group them together that way because I'm going to be reading them back to back. But I'm planning on taking my time with those, reading a couple chapters each day and really focusing on my other books. And then 15 of those are children's books that are really short and I should be able to fly through no problem. So I'm going to go over my wrap up first and then I'll go jump into my TBR. Before I do though, if you guys could go ahead and give this video a like, it really does help out the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on a thing. So let's jump right in. All of these books that I did read have their own videos. So if you're interested in knowing more about them, what they're about, or my thoughts on them, you can jump over to those videos because they each have their own little video where I talk about them. But the first one I ended up reading, which I did actually start in March, but I hadn't gotten very far. I was like 2 chapters in, is With No One as Witness by Elizabeth George. This was part of my 25 Days of Bookmas books that I was not anticipating enjoying very much. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed this one. I was pleasantly surprised and really did enjoy this. So that's the first one I read, and it was pretty big. It was like 630 pages or something. And then the next one is another Dresden File book, and that is Proven Guilty by Jim Butcher. I believe this is the 8th one in the series, if I'm not mistaken. So I did finish this one. These are always quick and easy reads. The next one I ended up reading was from my ABC Author Challenge books, and that is T is for Trespass by Sue Grafton. Didn't particularly enjoy this one. I had a lot of issues with it. But again, if you're interested in knowing more about it, you can go check out that video. I did like the premise of it because it's about somebody who steals identities and then preys on the elderly. So the premise of it was good. The execution, not so much. So I did get that one read. And then the next 2 were from my shelf that I have a bunch of books on that I've had for years and years and years and never read, so I'm trying to work my way through that. The first one is Ember from the Sun by Mark Canter. Really enjoyed this one. I thought I would when I was cataloging and reading the synopsis and such. I thought I would enjoy this one, and I did. There were some issues, but I just loved it. So that one, and then Demon's Kiss by Maggie Shayne was another one off that shelf, and the video I doubled up for these 2 books. So Ember from the Sun and this one have a video together. But again, I just talked about my thoughts. Demon's Kiss by Maggie Shayne. It wasn't the best writing and is very tropey, but I really did enjoy it. It hit the spot for what I was looking for. So, and then I read Anne Hillerman Rock with Wings, which was another ABC Author Challenge book, and this one I was so excited for. Let me down a little bit, but it still again hit the spot. It's a southwestern detective novel, part of the series of Lieutenant Leaphorn and Detective Chi, which her father started that series, Tony Hillerman. So I'm actually going to be reading his book this next month, one of his books, and so I'm excited to get to him. But overall, did enjoy this one as well. And then I was hoping to be able to read these next 2 fairly fast and get to the last 2 that I really was hoping to get to this month, but these 2 ended up taking a little bit longer than I planned, and that is the Otherland series by Tad Williams. We have City of Golden Shadow and River of Blue Fire. This is the first one. This is the second one. This one I got as part of my 25 Days of Bookmas, and then I bought the first in the series just so I could start at the beginning. Did not expect to enjoy these. It's virtual reality, like a secret brotherhood, things that I don't typically enjoy, and I love these so much. It pulled me in like a book hasn't in a very long time. So I haven't done a video on these 2 yet. I just finished them, but that video will be coming out, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. but yeah, really, really enjoyed these two. Definitely a series you need to read from the beginning, and you kind of need to read them very close together because it's basically one long book chopped down into four books. So they are thick. This one's 800 pages. This one was almost 700 pages and dense writing. So it does take a little bit to get through. But like I said, I really, really enjoyed these. And that video where I talked about those will be coming out soon. So that's all I got through. Those were what was on my March TBR originally that I had rollover because I just didn't read very much in March, but I got through those ones. So now I'm going to go over the ones that I was hoping to read, but I didn't. And really, there was only two that I was like, I really need to try to get to. And these are going to be such quick reads, I should be able to get to them really, really quick. The first one is Sealed with a Kiss by Carly Phillips. I read the first one in this duology back in February for Valentine's Day. It's called Cross My Heart. And so I really enjoyed that one, and I wanted to get to this one, why that one was still fresh in my mind. So I really wanted to get to it. This one is almost 400 pages, like 360 some pages. It should be really easy for me to get through. Generally, books like this I can get through within a day, sometimes two, depending on how many hours I'm reading in a day. So I'm excited to roll this over to May and get it taken care of. Probably even start it tonight and maybe just roll it over a little bit into tomorrow. And then the next one I really wanted to get to that I didn't was White Knight by Jim Butcher. Again, part of the Dresden Files. This is the ninth book in the series. And I need to have a couple months where I do read two of these in order to complete this series this year. So hopefully this month will be it, but it might not. So hopefully I'll have less ambitious months coming up where I can make up the difference if I need to. But yeah, I need to get this one done next, so I'll be reading that. Jim Butcher books I read really quickly as well, so I should be able to finish that one. Typically it takes me 2 days to read those unless I really push through, but still pretty quick and easy to read. The other one that I wanted to read, it was going to kind of be a reward for myself, was The Once and Future Witches by Alix E. Harrow. I've seen this all over BookTube, and it just sounds right up my alley. I don't typically gravitate towards books that are really hyped up, but there's just something about listening to people talk about this one that I really wanted to get it, and so my husband encouraged me to, and I just want to read it. I don't want to put it off. I might make this one like a bedtime book where I read a couple chapters each night at bedtime, and then get it done that way while not taking away from the other books I'm reading. It's just over 500 pages, 500 and almost 30 pages. So I'm hoping I can work that one in still, but I still am planning on prioritizing some of the other books that I need to over that one. And then next, if I had time to get to it, was going to be another one from my 25 Days of Bookmas, and that is The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. This is book one in the Night Angel trilogy, so kind of a thick one. It's almost 645 pages, so it is kind of a thicker one. The writing doesn't look too dense though, so hopefully it will be a quick read for me. And then the last one I was hoping to get on if I had time, again, it wasn't like I was really gunning for this one, was The Origin by Irving Stone. Um, and this one is follows the early days of Charles Darwin. And this one is a chunker. It is 462 pages. So, very, very chunky. And it does look like the writing's not too dense, but pretty dense. So, this one's probably going to take me a hot minute to read. So, hopefully, I'll be able to get to that. But the others look like they're nice and easy. So, those are all the ones that are rolling over from April. And now I'll kind of get into the ones that I'm just adding on. If I get to them, great. But they're not set in stone by any means. The first one is another one from my ABC Author Challenge, and that is by Craig Johnson, The Cold Dish. This is the first book in the series that the Longmire A&E drama series is based on, and it follows. It says after 24 years as sheriff of Wyoming's Absaroka, County, Walt Longmire's hopes of finishing out his tenure in peace are dashed when Cody Pritchard is found dead near the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. So kind of, a Western detective novel. But this one's nice and short, should be an easy read, so I'm excited about that, for sure. So we'll see how it goes. 354 pages, not too bad. Should be easy. And then the next one is the next series from my 25 days of Bookmas books. So these ones are chunky. I'm not going to read all of these this month. I'm planning on reading just a couple chapters each night and working my way through the series. So these are going to be kind of rolling over each month, but I like to group my series together, especially big complex series like this. And this is the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton. So the first one is Green Rider, and let's see here. It says, on her long journey home from school after a fight which will surely lead to her expulsion, Kerrigan Galadian ponders her future as she trudges through an immense forest called Greencloak. But her thoughts are interrupted by a clattering of hooves as a galloping horse bursts from the woods, and the rider slumped over his neck, impaled by two black-shafted arrows. As the young man lies dying on the ground, he tells Kerrigan that he is the Green Rider, one of the legendary messengers of the king, and that he bears a life and death message for King Zachary. He begs Kerrigan to carry his message, warning her not to read it, and when she reluctantly agrees, he makes her swear on his sword to complete his mission for the love of her country. And it goes on further, but that's the first in the series. And then my husband had that one, and this next one, which is First Rider's Call, which is the second in the series. There's 8 books total in the series, so there's quite a few books. And then I had to get this one because he didn't have it, and that's High King's Tomb, which of course is the third one. And then this is the one they picked out for me for my 25 days of Bookmas, and that is Black Veil. So I have those 4. There's 4 others. But yeah, I'm just gonna be slowly working my way through them. I'm not gonna do like I did with the Otherland series where I just pushed through, because it took too much time and it took away from my other reads. So and then next up is another 25 Days of Bookmas, the next 2 actually. And the first one is Feet of Clay by Terry Pratchett. This one should be a nice, easy read. It's just over 350 pages. And yeah, this will be my first Terry Pratchett, so I'm excited to finally read him. And then I have, let's see here, the next one will be um, The Sinister Pig by Tony Hillerman. So this is Anne Hillerman's father. This is again a Lieutenant Leaphorn and Detective Chi novel, and I'm really excited to read this. I said I did enjoy her book, but I've heard that his writing's just a lot better, which makes sense. I mean, it's his characters that he started off with and created, and she's just kind of coming in from there. And then we jump over to more of my ABC Author Challenge books. The first one from there that I'm going to add is Chasing Sunsets by Karen Kingsbury. This is a second in a series, but I think I can read it as a standalone. My grandma kind of chose this one, so excited to get to that one. And then the next one is Elizabeth Lowell, The Color of Death. And so this one sounds kind of interesting, kind of she stumbles on like a jewel heist essentially. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the next 2 are books off my shelf. I'm really trying to work my way through books that have been on my shelf for a long time. So if I can get 2 of them added each month, I'm pretty happy. First one is Codename Bikini, which sounds like a cruise. You have ex-cop Gina Ryan and Trace O'Halloran is a hard-edged Navy SEAL. It's like a romantic suspense. Summer flings can be murder. So we'll see if I get to that one. Most of these books, these 14 books, seem like they're quick reads other than the origin. And then the other one is Revenant, which you have a journalist, and she's among the first at a crime scene where 5 women are discovered, each one buried with a bridal veil and without her ring finger. So, but she's a huge journalist, and this might make her career or whatever. I don't really know. So, and then let's see here. The next one I want to read is Small Favor by Jim Butcher. So this will be the 10th in the series. And like I said, I need to get like two of them. Um, two books read in a couple for a couple months so I can complete the series this year. And then I have the other two in the Tad Williams series, Otherland, which again, I'm not going to be pushing through and trying to read these this month. I'm just going to try to start them and read a couple chapters and work my way through. So these will be rolling over onto future TBRs as I work my way through them. But the third one is Mountain of Black Glass, and the fourth one is Sea of Silver Light. And I really wasn't planning on reading these, but I just enjoyed those first two so much. Like, I need to know what's happening with these characters. So I'm excited to continue on with the series, but I'm not going to push it too hard. They're not a priority by any means. And then the last one of like the main set is Love, Life, and Elephants by Dame Daphne Sheldrick. This one I just hauled. That video will be coming out. I did a massive book haul. I got 35 books. My husband got 3 books. So that video will be coming out as well. Apparently 35 is the magic number this month. But this one, it's just, I really want to read it. It's I've kind of been in that mood. I've been watching like the Crocodile Hunter and such on Discovery Plus, and I'm just kind of in the mood. And it's about her time working in Africa as a conservationist. There's pictures, and then about her journey with her husband as well. So, really hoping I can get to this one. Again, this isn't a huge priority. If I get to it, great. If not, that's okay as well. And then the last set of books, which I'm just planning on reading like one of these a day and then focusing on my other reads, but that's the Heartland series. I have 15 of the books. I think there's like 18 or something. I'll put the number right here, but um, I'm really hoping to just read one of these a day and get those done. I'm actually watching the 14th season on Netflix. It just became available, and I watched it from season 1. So I'm on season 14. And I actually, from what I remember the books, I actually enjoyed the television series a little bit more. But I'm hoping to read those. I haven't done a Throwback Thursday for a while, and those are next up on the list. So those are all my reads. Like I said, 14 of them are kind of the priorities, and most of those should be quick and easy reads, minus, like I said, the origin looks pretty dense. The rest, the Way of Shadows is pretty thick, but it doesn't look as dense as the origin. So hopefully I'll be able to work through those fairly quickly, get my Throwback Thursdays done this month, um, and work on some of these series as well. So it is ambitious, but um, like I said, 6 of them are just gonna kind of be rolling over as I work my way through them, and it shouldn't be too bad this month at all, I don't think. So we'll see. So far, I've been kind of rolling. I wish I had had a better month in March, and it wouldn't have been like playing catch up so much, but it was, March was what it was. So anyway, definitely keep an eye out for my Otherland series video. I'll be talking about the first 2 books in that series, and then also my book haul video so you can see all the books I got, not just the Love, Life, and Elephants book. I got some fun ones during that haul too. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.